People who feel that naturally, by default, by the fact that they are just them, it's just, it's just me, I'm Eddie, I deserve this because, yeah, duh, what are you saying? Like, yeah, you should treat me like this because it's just me, that's me, because I'm Eddie, don't you know who I am? Dude, bitch, I don't know who you are. Hi guys, hi, welcome back to Itogo Talks. Welcome to my channel again. My name is Eddie Tungo as usual, and I'm very excited that you're here and that you have clicked to watch this video. Thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate it. If you have not subscribed, if you're new here and you haven't subscribed, and even if you're old but you have not subscribed, even if you have stumbled on this channel and you have not subscribed yet, please go right ahead and subscribe. Okay, it's very important. Okay, go right ahead and subscribe, hit that notification bell, and don't forget to like and share and check out other content on this channel. Today I want to talk about entitlement. Entitlement. People who feel entitled. People who feel entitled. Or people who are entitled. Yeah. Do people really feel entitled? No, they're just entitled. It's some sort of like a character or something. I don't know. So let's talk. Just get into the definitions first. The dictionary defines. I think I wrote it somewhere here, because I don't know how to cram. Yeah, the fact of having a right to something. Okay, that's the first definition. The amount to which a person has a right, or the amount to which the amount of something to which a person has a right over. That's a good entitlement. Okay, for me that is what you should have. Any person should have that kind of entitlement. You should know exactly what you deserve and what you worked for. You should actually feel entitled to something that you have put effort to, to get. You should have worked for it. For example, if you get a new job and you're signing this contract and they tell you this is what you're going to be doing and this is what we're going to be giving you, and you are entitled to sick leave, they put it in your contract, you're entitled to sick leave, you're entitled to annual leave, you're entitled to, of course, your salary, you're entitled, they give you all these things that you're entitled to on your job. So definitely you have a right to demand for that, because especially if you have worked for it, you understand? You are definitely entitled to that. You should feel entitled to that, and you should demand for it by all means possible. Okay, for example, there is this woman who wants to buy, who was talking about how they want to buy land with her husband, I don't know if it's husband or what, and then the man was asking her to actually contribute to the plot of land, and then guess what? He was like, you need to please trust me so that we only put my names on the land title. I'm like, that's broad day robbery. Like, I'm going to contribute. Okay, I'm going to contribute, so why don't you want my names to be on the land title? Is it just one name that is supposed to be on the land title, or what? Now I'm like, you should tell him to also trust you so much, so that they put the names in, her land in your names on. But that's an entitlement. Of course, she is entitled to her names being on that plot of land title, because she's going to contribute. She has done something, so she's entitled to it. She should feel entitled. Nobody should tell her that, oh, you are just feeling entitled or what. No, because she deserves it. Let's talk about this one. The belief that one is inherently deserving of privileges and special treatments. That one. Hey. If you've not met somebody like that, then honey, you should thank God. You should thank God that you haven't, because it's very annoying. People who feel that naturally, by default, it's just me, I'm Eddie, I deserve this because, yeah, duh, what are you saying? Like, yeah, you should treat me like this because it's just me, that's me, because I'm Eddie, don't you know who I am? Dude, bitch, I don't know who you are. Okay, and even if I knew who you were, you're not entitled to being treated in any kind of way. We have those kinds of people, and that is a very serious issue. Okay, serious issue. This is how do you know you're actually entitled? You have a sense of entitlement that is very bad, that you need to work on. If you ever, for example, you have like a how do I put it? For example, you have like a relative or like a sister, and then you need them to do something for you, or like your brother, you need them to do something for you, and then of course they don't do it. You know, they don't help you out somehow. And then you are angry. You're like, how could you do something like that? How could my own brother do something like that? Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? How could my own brother not do this for me? How could my own brother let his wife, you know, talk to me like that? How could my own sister take another person's side? How? Like these kinds of questions, and you're asking yourself just because, and then because you're putting this whole thing behind, because this is my sister, this is my brother, this is my friend, this is my wife, so she or he should treat me, you know, in a different kind of way than he treats other people, or you should do something for me. For example, you need like money, or you need like rent, you need help with your rent, you need help with anything, and then they're not able to come up with it, and then you start being angry and saying, what kind of sister are you? And then you start even judging them. They know your sister, you even disown them. Honey, you can disown anybody, but you need to know nobody owes you anything on earth, planet. That even includes your own parents. They owe you nothing. All right? They can choose to abandon you, and they will still live on. Okay, they can choose to abandon you, and they will still live on. They will still live their best lives. So you don't have to feel entitled. Now, where do we normally find entitled members? Entitled fellas, family members and relatives. Ooh, man, those ones, they feel like they are entitled to everything their family members have. You know, do you know why people actually people fight for dead people's properties, and they steal everything, they take everything? Those kinds of family members, those are entitled family members, because the moment the person dies like this, the only thing they're thinking about is what they owned, is what they were having, and then they start taking children's things that, you know, the deceased, things that could have helped raise their children and, you know, their family. Entitled family members. You know, those kinds of sister-in-laws that come into your home and start to like put it upside down. Those are the kinds of people that feel entitled, that they can come to your home to, apparently this is my brother's house, I can do whatever I want. Those kinds of those ones, family members. You have to be very careful, and you have to just look through it. You will see them. It's always obvious. There are friends who feel like, okay, you need to help me. I mean, if I ask you for help and you don't come, then you're not my friend anymore. Like, honey, come on. Like, seriously, you need to tone it down. It's not written anywhere that I should help you. If I'm helping you, I'm helping you because I want to help you, not because it's a must and should. All right? Like, what? Calm down, relax. Those ones, friends. You can have some friends who are very entitled to everything. They feel entitled, and then when you don't come through for them, it's as if you have committed the hugest crime. Those ones are entitled fellas. You need to stay away from them. By the way, you need to just really like stay away from such people. Then, long-serving employees in companies. Those ones, they know it all. Those ones, like, hi, if you have ever dealt with that person, please raise your hand somewhere. Give me that line. Do something. Raise your hand in the comment section. Dealing with an employee, a long-serving employee in a company. Those ones, they're the most entitled human beings you will ever meet. Ever. Those ones, they be feeling like they know everything about this company. As a matter of fact, they be feeling like they own the company. They feel like the CEOs, the founders, the MDs, everything. Damn. They feel so entitled. They think that everything revolves around them. You understand? Those kinds of people, their level of entitlement is way up there. And if you're not careful, or if you're not, huge-headed a little bit, they can even, like for example, this, like when this year had started, how one media house sort of like decided to, chill out. There was someone who had been there for so long, and he felt like for him he was indispensable. He felt like he was irreplaceable. You know, I remember there was a time when he posted it. It was like, oh, how could I have been here for all this long? How could I treat me like that? Like, boo. You have been there for so long. Yes. What? So what? You're still an employee, okay? You're still an employee of the company, and if you go against the company's uh, regulations and whatever it is, then of course you're definitely going to get fired. You're going to get fired. Those kinds of employees, they feel like they deserve the best desk. They feel like they deserve I don't know. They feel like they deserve much higher salary than everybody else. Oh my goodness. Entitlement is very terrible because it's just going to stagnate you somehow. You won't see that you need to, you won't know exactly what you deserve and what you don't deserve, and then it's going to get you, of course your relationships are going to get into a clash. You're going to clash with people because you're going to be annoying. You're annoying if you're entitled. If you're an entitled kind of person, you're annoying. You want to grow as a person, you know, character wise. You won't even be able to go right ahead and work for something that you deserve because you feel like anywhere it should come. You know, like those kids who kill their parents so that they die and they inherit it. They sit home because daddy has a huge farm back in Kapchorwa. It's full of cows. So you just sit there and relax and not work. And then when you see the guy is not dying, you start looking for ways of getting him off so that you can inherit. You're not even entitled to your parents' anything. As a matter of fact, there are so many parents, fathers and mummies who have abandoned their children, and they're not dead though. They're living their life. They're living their life. They're not even arrested. They're living their best life. In fact, they're waiting for you to grow up and look for them. They don't care. There are parents who abandon children and they don't care. Yes, it's a responsibility for a parent to take care of their child. That one is their responsibility. But as a child, you're not entitled to it. It's their choice. They can choose to actually be responsible, or they can choose to be irresponsible, and you will have nothing to do about it. So you shouldn't feel entitled to anybody's anything or any kind of treatment, because honey, nobody owes you nothing. Nobody owes you good treatment. Nobody owes you love. Nobody owes you hate. Nobody owes you money. Nobody owes you help. Nobody owes you anything. If you get help, if you were taken care of, if somebody decides to extend some sort of nice, privileges, if you enjoy the privileges because you're being given to them, don't just feel like, oh, you're my daddy, you've got to do this. Come on, all right? Tell me what you think in the comment section, of course, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and hit the notification bell to get notified whenever I upload. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next time. Bye.